What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, I've been kind of giving some advice to some people. They have messaged me or talked to me or whatever and called me about relationship problems they're having. Most of it's romantic relationship, but, I guess it can pertain to pretty much anything as far as relationships with, of any kind. But anyway, so these people, I've been talking to them and, they go into a situation with a certain level of expectation, and when those expectations aren't met, they're super disappointed and blah, 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 blah. And my first reaction to them, or first, comment is, what makes you think you have control of that individual? They have the right, by nature, to do what they want to do, just like you do, And the fact that people nowadays are thinking that they can control every little aspect of their life is ridiculous. Putting yourself in a box is ridiculous. If you put yourself in a box, right, and you have a certain expectation, you have a certain parameters, you have certain things you expect from people, and you think that just because you will it, that it will happen. That's insanity. That's complete insanity. That is not how life works. Now, I've said it before. Some people come into your life for a season. They're not meant to be with you forever. They're not meant to be life partners or life friends or blah, 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 whatever the case may be. They're not meant to be there forever. And the fact that I'm hearing people tell me, well, this person, I did this, this, and this. I did everything just right. I did everything perfect. It makes no sense why it didn't work out for me. You can only control what you can control, right? You can do everything perfect and still lose. This is how it is. That's how life works. So here's what I'm going to just say about that. I'm going to make this short and sweet. I'm not going to get long-winded into it. But basically, you have control over what you have control of. And you need to, do whatever you need to do to make you fulfill your life with what control you have over what in certain situations in your life and what control you do have. But you don't have control of everything in your life. Things happen to you outside your control. The only thing you control in that is your reaction and how you deal with it, how you overcome it, how you let it kill you, whatever. That is the only control that you have. People will come in your life and it'll be wonderful and perfect. And people just as fast, the same people will leave your life the minute the first convenience, the minute the first inconvenience affects them. And I'm not saying that. I mean, I'm just speaking in generalities right now. A lot of people, man, the first inconvenience that they have to deal with, they're out, because they believe that they have, omnipotent control of their life. You don't. You need to quit thinking in that realm in your brain. All right. The only thing you control in life is your reaction to other things. Okay. You control you. You control your reactions, your emotions, your feelings, all that. That's you, your control, your responsibility, and your accountability for that. Right. So, if somebody comes in your life and it seems wonderful and you've given it all and you still lose and they leave, don't get into this thing where you're like, I had control. This was, destined to be because I willed it. Why didn't it work out? Because your will is only as strong as what you allow it to be in yourself. You cannot manifest that onto someone else, and if you do, most of the times we like to call that manipulation. If you're manipulating somebody by trying to will them to do something outside of their control, so what I'm getting at is life throws you a curveball every once in a while, you know, and people like me ain't very good at hitting baseballs. So, you know, if you throw a curveball, I'm going to swing and miss, guaranteed. It's, you know, and I don't have any control over what happens to me outside of myself. You know, can you control getting in your car driving down the highway and your tire falls off? No. Well, you said, well, I could have checked the lug nuts. Okay. If you're going to be that paranoid about life that every day you're going to go out and torque your lug nuts so your tire don't fall off, you're going to live a very uneventful, unfulfilling life full of anxiety and paranoia. That's no way to live, right? Nobody's going to live that way, right? So don't go thinking that you can control every situation and that every situation there was some way that you could have done something different to make things better. People live and people die, right? You don't control when you're born. You don't control when you die, right? That's just the reality of life. That's something outside of our control, but it's the point between the day we're born and the day we die, how much life we've really lived in that time frame. You know, there's children out there who die before they are ever teenagers that live more life than people who live 100 years, right? So, guys, it's all up to you to control what you can control. It's up to you to control your emotions, your reactions, and how you perceive things. You know, if you're negative about everything, then your life is going to portray a negative, like, you're going to manifest negativity to other people, and your life isn't going to be as fulfilled. If you try your best to positively manifest positivity in your life, and you try to understand just that not everything that happens to you is in your control. You know, you can't prevent things that happen to you. It's not, some things just happen to you. You can't prevent them. That's just how it is. If I go to the gym this afternoon and I, you know, was doing, let's say, bench press and I tear a pectoral muscle, how could I have prevented that? Oh, you could have stretched. I did stretch, right? You could have done this or done that. I did all those things. I did everything I was supposed to do, and I still tore my pec muscle. That's life, baby. So, guys, when it comes to controlling your life, you only need to try and control what you can control, what yourself, your reactions, you know, your elevations, and honestly, your fall, you can control whether you succeed or not. You will fail, you'll succeed. All that's in your control. It's all about your will. But you can't manifest your will and your control onto other people. That's called manipulation, right? So stop thinking that you can go out in the world, do everything right, and it's just going to work out. You know, it doesn't work that way, you know. People have the right to choose just like you do. And if somebody comes into your life and you've done everything you can, especially in a romantic way, right? If you're dating or whatever, if they come into your life and you've done everything perfect and all the clicks, you know, were hitting, all the cylinders were hitting, y'all were perfect clicking everything. And this person decides that maybe they want to try somebody else and they're going to leave you, you know, behind. You still did everything right. To the best of your ability, to the best of your knowledge, to the best of your capability. You did everything the way you were supposed to do. It just didn't work out. And how the only thing you can control in that situation, like I said, is how you react, how you respond, you know, and just live with that, right? And stop expecting things. Go into situations with no expectations at the beginning, right? The more vested you become in someone, then yes, you can have some expectations, right? That also follows with disappointments, but let's just be real. If you're in a relationship with somebody for a year, you kind of expect them to care about you. You kind of expect them to do things that will benefit you as well as them, right? You expect certain things, right? But at first, if you meet somebody, you're going out on dates, don't expect anything. Don't expect nothing because, excuse me, guys, my allergies are real bad. Don't expect anything, right? Because the more you expect, the harder you're going to fall when it don't work out. The harder it's going to hurt because you feel like, you know, you did everything right. You expect a good result and you don't get it, right? It's just, and guys, you just got to realize that you control your destiny up to a point. And then from there on, baby, it's life. You ever seen that meme where it's like, how I planned my life? And it had a graph going up like that, you know. And then it said how a life really is. It was like, wah, 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 wiggly, wiggly, you know, loop-de-loop, squirrel, up and down, blah, 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 and then destination, right? That's a pretty true statement. So, guys, let go of all this stuff about, you know, worrying about, having anxiety about things outside your control. The worst thing a man or woman can do in their life is worry about something before they have to. All right? You worry about things as they happen. Don't dwell on them long before, because if you do, you're just giving yourself undue stress, right? So please, guys, just try to stay in your lane and control what you can and be decent about it. And just understand that life is uncertain. And there's people that come in and out of your life that you can't control. There's events that happen to you that you can't control. And you need to accept that. And then just focus on how you react, because that you 100% can control. So anyway, guys, that's my talk for tonight. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next time.